thing is that it is a conspiracy.
Yes.
It's a giant conspiracy.
That's a conspiracy I'll subscribe to.
Yeah.
Who asked that question like a month ago or whatever?
Was it...
Baroque?
Baroque, yeah.
Probably Baroque. Good question.
But
Baroque.
it's that one. We'll talk about it offline sometime.
What's back? What's up, fanboys?
What's back?
What's back, fanboys and fangirls?
You know what's back? We are.
What's bad?
Oop.
We're back.
We're back. Sorry for the week off.
Don't apologize.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Don't apologize for having a life.
Oh yeah. Had a nice week off, and
I can't even remember what I did last Monday.
I played Destiny. I know exactly where I was. I know exactly how long I did it. Know exactly what I did.
I don't know what I did. Oh, yeah, I do. I watched Dark Matter.
Well, maybe you can update us on that here in a little bit.
Sure.
Sweet. Had a long weekend down in Oklahoma. It was a good time.
Oklahoma.
Where the wind comes. Oh, no. Can't do the actual song. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we need to like waste too much time on it. Let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about this week. So, Luke, you got some trailers for us?
I do.
Jump in there.
And we have probably our own little summer GameFest segment, so we won't be talking about that yet. But I do have some movie and TV show trailers. Alien Romulus. Brett, how we
feeling good about it, man?
Thinking?
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
I'm hyped.
I'm excited for it.
I am just appreciative of a new... I'm appreciative of a new director who seems to have a lot of care for the lore, being executive produced by Ridley Scott, right? Like
being executive produced by the lore.
Right, yeah. And and I think this is it's a franchise that has had its ups and downs, and
in the same movie,
even in the same movie, true, so true. So yeah, big thumbs up, hyped for this one.
I honestly think I forgot what movie the director had made, but it was Don't Breathe.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like the DNA of that movie is pretty similar to what an Alien movie could be. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, looks good.
Luke, you gonna go see this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I?
Oh, you don't like scary movies.
None of the Alien movies are scary.
That is the only correct answer to that statement. Alien's not scary.
Well, maybe a 2024 Alien movie will be scary.
Probably not, but they're gonna try.
They'll try.
It could be. But Alien movies are more gross than ever scary.
Sure. That's fair.
And this one will probably be gross because they always have to one up the last one.
Yeah.
And so far, I feel like they've done that.
They have done a good job at that for sure.
And like, there's the bit in the trailer where the person has their X-ray light thing, and you can see the thing in their chest. It's like, oh, well, it's gonna pop out right then, and we're just gonna be able to watch it from the inside out.
Yeah.
So, cool.
They should do it where it like tries to pop out and it just never makes it quite through. That'd be cool.
Or like it just takes like a minute and a half.
It like just drags. It's like worming its way out.
Like it tries in different places.
Maybe if like you cast somebody the size of The Rock, where they're just like
they're too jacked.
A meat man. It's like there's too much to go through right there.
We need a meaty man.
Not too long ago. Have they had one come out through the mouth yet? I don't think they have, right?
No. Just the chest and the back.
Chest, back. I mean, there was that incision, like C-section removal one.
That was a different Alien, though, too.
Yeah, it's true. There was the proto-alien.
That was when Ridley was trying to convince everybody it wasn't an Alien movie. And everybody's like, it's an Alien movie. We know, dude. Oh, and it has the most famous runaway scene.
The Prometheus School of Running Away from Things.
Okay.
Go left or right.
No.
Do anything.
Straight.
Just stay under the thing.
Fun movie. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm excited. Opposite side of that. Paddington 3. This is probably gonna also be 100% on Rotten
I was
Tomatoes.
gonna say this would be like one of the most well-reviewed movies of the year.
Are the first two Paddington? Let's check our 97. Who gave that a bad review? I'm sorry.
It's the internet. They saw it at 100 and knew.
Well,
they had to do something.
There is a guy who famously would do that. He'd
always give a rotten.
Always, like, if he'd see a movie was still at 100, he would just mark it rotten. And I think he got in trouble.
Good.
From Rotten Tomatoes and the internet. But yeah, Paddington 3. Paddington is in Peru.
Paddington in Peru, baby.
This looks awesome. Olivia Colman looks like she's having the best days of her life. I'm really ready for this. Because, like, the first two movies are just pure joy. Mm-hmm. You don't get that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bryn has watched the bathroom scene, I think, from the second one a bazillion times. We've watched it on replay over and over again.
The second one, I mean, the first one too, but especially the second one, is a movie that you cannot feel bad after watching it. Like, it just makes you feel so good. Mm-hmm. Forever. It might not last forever, but you finish it, you got a smile on your face, you're just like, man, that was great.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for that feeling again.
But you're gonna get it.
I'm going to get it. Side note, if you haven't watched Paddington 1 and Paddington 2, please treat yourself. They're amazing. Love those movies. All right, back to the other end of the spectrum. Deadpool and Wolverine had another trailer.
Another one?
I think so. I have a lot of these are written down like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what? Like,
we missed a week.
What are they gonna put out for this?
We missed a week, so a lot of these are pretty old now. Like, I watched a lot of these trailers. A lot of them.
This is kind of one of those movies to me where it's like, I'm gonna watch it. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not really expecting much from it.
I'm kind of just ready for it to be out.
Yeah, there's been a lot of marketing for it.
Yeah,
they're putting in overtime in the marketing department. So,
but it looks fun.
I think it'll be a good time.
Yeah,
I think Reynolds and Hugh Jackman will be fun across each other.
And his CG arms.
Yeah,
you heard about that?
No, but you can tell that they're way bigger than he actually is. Because he has an Instagram, and unfortunately, he posts pictures. Yeah. And you can tell that he was not that big.
That's okay. You don't have to be that big to be in a superhero movie.
Well, if they want to go comic book accurate, he should also be like 1.5 foot shorter.
I was going to say, yeah, he's like 5'3" or something like that. He's like Hunter's size.
Yeah,
my brother's
he's a tiny little man.
The perfect,
just
like,
jacked
height-wise.
little man.
Why didn't they just cast Tom Cruise?
No.
I'm just gonna
say
he would have done all of his own stunts.
I'm just gonna say no.
Dude, I hope though when they eventually do have to recast Marvel or Wolverine for the MCU, I hope they do like a tiny muscle man. Mm-hmm. Let's do the opposite of Hugh Jackman. I'm ready for it. Watchmen is getting another adaptation. It's an animated CG animation in 2 parts. Did this have a date? I didn't write it down.
I just know part 1's this year, part 2's next year.
Okay.
Animation looks pretty cool. It's different for DC. Definitely a different direction.
I'm kind of mixed on this.
On the animation or just the whole thing?
Both.
Okay.
I thought the animation looked pretty good sometimes. And then they would like show a wide shot or like a ship flying or something. And I did not think it looked good. I thought they like even looked different than what I was seeing when it's like
styles.
Rorschach standing on the side of a building. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And then it's whatever Owlman's ship is.
Yeah.
Archimedes.
Yeah.
Flying. I was like, oh. Ugh.
I wonder if it reminds me, like, the way I felt was after I felt when I saw the Superman Man of Tomorrow animation for the first time, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't like this. I don't think.
And then you watch the movie and you
And then I watched the
don't
movie,
care at all.
and like every movie after, and I'm like, I really like this now.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this will be like. Because the
mind
other one
that.
they did was Super Sons, where they animated it this way, I think, right?
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh, man, I didn't like the animation in that.
Yeah, I think it was.
Bummer.
I don't know if it's the same animation studio, but that was the first like
It was
CG one
yeah.
that they did.
Mhm.
So maybe it'll be a better version of that.
Man, I kind of wish it was just full on anime style, because like My Adventures with Superman is going on right now,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and in the latest episode it got very anime. And I'm just like, this would be so cool if everything was just like this.
I'm cool.
Everything works in anime.
Yeah.
I'm cool with an animated Watchmen adaptation though. I think I'm down for it. It'll be fun.
I feel like I'm never down for another Watchmen adaptation
Until you're watching it.
until I'm watching it, and if it's good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Last thing or not the last thing. I have two things. So skipping one. The Instigators. Did you guys watch this trailer? It's an Apple TV movie.
I heard about half of it and watched about a fourth of it. When you were watching it, I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I walked over.
It's Doug Liman is directing, and it stars Matt Damon, Casey Affleck.
Oh, I've seen a bunch
I didn't
of
hate what I
stills.
saw. Here's what I'll say: I didn't hate what I saw, and I thought it was intriguing. And the fact that it's Apple means that I think it has a certain quality bar that'll be hit. And with that set of talent, I think it could be a good time.
Yeah.
Has Casey done anything since his whole
Not really.
legal thing or whatever?
Oppenheimer.
He was an Oppenheimer. You're right. I feel like he's been very much under the radar.
He's been
though,
pretty quiet,
for like
yeah.
the last 7 years or something. Whatever, however long it's been.
I've seen a bunch of stills from this. I've not watched the trailer, but
I think it looks fun. Plus, I'm kind of always on board for a Matt Damon movie.
I was gonna
You know,
say
Matt Damon.
like Matt Damon's in it, so like.
I think Little Dicky is the other person that's in it.
Oh really?
Yeah. He's like a small. It's like a bunch of Boston people.
Oh.
I'm
So
in a
he's-
car chase.
They're probably gonna hate him though, because I'm pretty sure he's a Philly guy.
Maybe it wasn't Little Dicky.
It'd be funny if it was just they just want to make fun of him the whole time. Does it look funny?
Yeah, there was a
Okay.
part where I laughed pretty loud during the trailer,
Okay.
and that's when Brett was like, "What are you watching?"
Yeah.
IMDb.com. I spelled it wrong. The last trailer I have is for Arcane Season 2.
I did not watch this because I've still not watched Arcane.
Brother! Gotta watch it.
2 big thumbs up. I other like and the fact that it's also the final season and like how that was announced is
Oh, it's Jack
Jack
Harlow.
yeah.
is a little like but
This movie's
happy that they're telling a contained story. Season 1 was amazing and season 2 looks phenomenal.
Yeah. And I'm really excited that they were like, this is the end of these characters, and then after that we're going to tell more League of Legends stories.
Yeah.
Which I think is great, because the trend in Hollywood is to draw things out.
Yeah.
And how they're already just like, no. Part 1, part 2.
I just kind of wish that, to me, how that came out, and this is just a perception thing, right? This is just all messaging. Someone in PR needs to do a better job of this. Is like, season 2, and then like a day later, I heard, and this may be because I was away, but a day later I heard, oh, final season. Wait, what?
Why would you do this to me?
Did it get canceled? Like, no, it's just.
It is an animated project in Netflix, so
There's a chance.
there's always that chance.
I don't know. It's the messaging was just weird. Super hyped. Big thumbs up. Still excited. And I do think I like the idea. Oh, I knocked my charging cable off. Yeah, good opportunity to tell more stories. There's no need to fixate on just these characters.
Yep. I don't know anything about League of Legends, but I googled how many League of Legends characters
There's a
champions are.
lot.
There's 168.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like 300 seasons of TV if we keep it up at this rate.
I love it.
Oh, that's
I
not
love
true because there's
Will it be
there's
10,
multiple, there's
10 20
multiple-
per season? So 16 seasons.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Or 8.
I
if
think
they all get 2
Supernatural
seasons.
did that. So
Yeah. Is Kripke making it?
Man, it's make it
Kripke's
work.
done with the
They'll make
boys
it
after
work.
next season. Well, he's done with the boys proper. They'll have like 5 spin-offs.
Then they'll have Gen V, then they'll have Gen Y, then a Gen Z, Gen Alpha. All the different gens for the boys.
Yeah.
Generation Boomer.
I love how quickly that backtracked too, though.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
like, yeah, you know,
Dude,
we'll
I
do it
love
as
how he
long
just
as it
lied.
works. And then he was like, yeah, until the season came out, and then he was like, yeah, actually, next season's the end. Which is such a good move, in my opinion. Like,
Absolutely.
end it where your original plan was.
Mhm.
Like, don't do too much.
Yep.
And also, I think their budget will probably be a lot bigger for next season too, because now they know the end point. So they're like, okay, we had money budgeted. Just here you go.
Yep.
Take it.
Yep.
So season 5 of that show is gonna be bonkers.
Probably going to be a lot of b-holes in it or something.
Dude, okay, so I have not watched the first few episodes of that yet, but I've heard the like butthole thing, and Kripke, for whatever reason, I don't follow Kripke, but his tweets pop up on my timeline from time to time, and he had one today, and he was like, I feel like I have to address this. No, that's not Carl's butthole, because people keep asking. He said, I actually had to look at 20 butthole model pictures
Oh my gosh.
that were submitted, and I can't remember. He wouldn't share the guy's name. He said he's like,
Yeah,
I
probably-
can't remember the guy's
probably.
name. He's
Do
like,
we need to change our rating on Twitch?
But I was actually
For this
talking to a friend of the show, Lepke, today about it, and I was like, dude, could you imagine being that casting director? Hey, Eric. These are the 20 we picked of all the submissions. Want you to review those. Let me know your feedback on
And
which
here's
one you
number
want.
21. Here's number 21. This one's mine.
Yeah. With a $20 bill on it. It's like, I'm trying to launch a career here. But no, it's just like Kripke tweeting that out was just so funny.
Yeah.
He is pretty funny to follow, like, along some of his timeline stuff.
He does seem
when
like
the
a-
show is releasing.
Yeah, like a good follow.
And then I saw another thing that, like, if you watch the show in X-ray mode or whatever,
Oh, yeah, there's
they
other
have, like,
jokes.
the little jokes for each character.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of funny. But
Was there any trailers you guys have?
other than Games Fest, no, not for me.
Should we just talk about Games Fest? Or
Sure.
something else?
No, we can go
Any-
to Games Fest.
Okay. There was a lot of games announced at Game Fest.
There's a lot of stuff, yeah.
Do you have everything written down? Okay. I have some written down.
You haven't enough.
I didn't write down anything from the actual Summer Game Fest Jeff Keighley thing.
I think that's where the Valorant thing was, so I guess I can address that to
Okay.
start. So, Valorant was announced to come to console with a limited beta. You had to sign up if you got in, which the limited beta, I've gotten this question a lot when I've talked to like other friends. They're calling it a limited beta. It's really just like a trickle in, so they don't crash their console servers, which I think is smart. And basically, the messaging they're giving, and I sent this to Brett last night, was we're going to run this beta until we feel confident enough to release it in 1.0.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they're just controlling server strain, which I think is pretty brilliant, honestly. And more free-to-play games should do stuff like this. It's kind of smart.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, they announced it coming to console. If you have Game Pass, you get all the operators. You get 20% bonus on your Game Pass rank ups. Like, I played 2 rounds, and my Game Pass is at, like, level 8, which is a far cry from every other game's Battle Pass.
You
I
get
was like,
all-
this is so nice.
You get all 168 champions.
Valorant doesn't have that many. They have
okay.
several, but not that many.
Well, it sounds like a piece of crap game to me. Then you don't have 168 champions.
But basically, I mean, if you don't know what Valorant is, it's basically Counter-Strike.
Cartoony Counter Strike.
Kind of, yeah. With, like, abilities.
There's like,
instead of-
I was
like-
gonna say it's like a hero.
Yeah, it's like a
hero shooter.
It's like a
Counter-Strike.
an ultra competitive hero tac shooter, which is a
Yeah.
really interesting kind of hodgepodge of genres.
But I do feel like
But I will
see
tell
games
you,
like Rainbow Six Siege has
Yeah,
a
very-
similar vibe,
just more realism.
It's a
in
little
that,
more
yeah.
realism.
There's like magic in the world
and
of Valorant.
there's an audience there for it
Yeah,
on console.
I will
so.
say because I played a little bit today, which was the first day I've played it. It has been since probably Apex, that first time you're in like the final two.
Mm-hmm.
Your heart gets beaten real good.
Yep.
I had a ace opportunity today. It was 1v3. It was just me.
Oh my gosh.
It was the first time in a long time a game's got my heart rate spike like that. I didn't pull it off. Yeah, it's like the lean forward. Yeah, I didn't pull it off because I don't know what I'm doing still with most characters. But it's really fun, man. If you didn't get in, they're still letting people in over time. But I think it's worth checking out if you're into kind of the competitive shooter / tax shooter space. So it's pretty hard though.
Who did you main and why? I feel obliged to ask.
I was using, I think his name's Phoenix. He's the tutorial character. And I chose him because I know how to use him because the game showed me how to use him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Solid strategy there.
I've used a few others, but I didn't know what I was doing when I used them, so I went back to the tutorial guy and I was like, all right, let me figure him out. And then I feel like every character will be much more kind of, the puzzle will be unlocked. But it's fun. Really like it. Other than that, the only other thing at Summer Games Fest I think mentioning is Alan Wake 2's Night Springs DLC, which I'll talk about later.
Sweet.
Because it's actually out.
Yeah, because it's out. It's out. That was the shadow drop of the weekend, which was cool. Cool.
Sweet.
Then we got the big one, which was the Xbox thing. You want me to run through them?
You can run through them.
They opened with Black Ops 6.
Finished with it.
And finished with it. It doesn't seem like they're doing 9/11 for everybody who thought they were, which
It's in the 90s.
I was going to say, like, if you just looked at the time they
yeah.
said the game was set in, you should know that's probably not what they're doing, but a lot of people were really into that.
That's obviously Black Ops 7.
Probably. Yeah, that's where we're headed. So it's more COD. They talked about it in the after show, but, like, they've changed movement, which I think is kind of a cool idea, but I feel like that's super make or break. Like, that could break the game, I feel
really
like.
could.
So it'll be interesting to see how that functions when the game releases. They did announce too they've completely removed timed exclusivity from COD since Xbox now owns it. No more timed exclusivity, no more betas here on this console first before that one. They've removed all that, so everybody gets the betas at the same time, everybody gets the same missions and all that stuff at the same time. They're no longer doing that, so that was
and it was probably a court order.
Probably so. Next was Doom: The Dark Ages. This looks awesome. I'm so into this idea.
Dude, I thought this was the best thing they showed all GameFest.
This looks so sick.
This looks so cool.
I'm fired up for this. I was like, man, I gotta play Doom now. Like,
especially with how good the first two are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doom's one of those games that just feels phenomenal to play.
Doom is the game that you see it and you're like, oh, that looks cool. And then your friend who plays it goes, dude, it's really good.
Yeah.
You should play it. And then you play it, and you're like,
why
was everybody underselling this game? Because it's one of the best ever.
Yeah. Super cool. The chainsaw shield is so sick, dude. Using a mech.
Captain America would run.
Oh, man. It's going to be
He
awesome.
probably wouldn't. He's a hero. He'd stand and fight, probably. But he'd probably die.
Yeah. Well, imagine if he got his hands on one of those, though.
Oh.
Would he use it?
Probably.
Depends who he's fighting, I think.
I mean, he's killed people.
Yeah.
If he's fighting demons, he's killing demons.
Okay, yeah, that's true. He's killing them.
Like, he's killing demons. Then we got Starfield, Shattered Space, as well as we got an announcement for, like, a small little kind of June update with, like, a new quest line and mod support, which if you've seen online,
lots of
people
Star
have already
Wars
built a full-on
mods.
Star Wars,
Basically
like, thing.
Yeah.
You can build, like, campaigns in there now. Like, it's pretty cool. But the Shattered Space DLC, like...
No date,
just 2024. But I thought it looked cool. Like, they're getting into the weird stuff with House Baroon.
Yeah.
And the Serpent. So, they talked about it enough in the game.
I was
so
going to
you
say,
had to know they were
I'm
gonna do
here
it.
for that.
Yeah.
I'm curious with, like, where the game ends.
How does it fit?
How does it fit?
Yeah.
Do I have to go back? Like, do I have to reset my...
It's probably just another...
New Game Plus again and then actually, like, restart the campaign? Or will it just be like, hey, just go here?
Probably going to be...
Because I want to go there with that chick.
Yes.
Otherwise, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume it'll be just a go over here to start this quest line. Be my guess. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be cool. Then South of Midnight, which I was very shocked to see there, gameplay wise. I thought we'd get just another trailer to say, hey, it's still happening. But they showed like a full, like they had like a tone piece, and then they showed some gameplay. And
This was one of the couple games that had actual gameplay.
yeah, I thought this looked cool.
And the announcement for it came
last year. It was at the Game Awards, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so
not very long
less
ago.
than a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
6 months. I don't know. When
6
did
or
the
7
awards-
months
whatever.
ago, yeah.
But
I think this looks awesome. Like I love like the Bayou southern lore
setting,
they're doing.
yeah.
Like I just think
the
it's
art
really
style,
cool. Being like animated at a different like FPS than everything else.
it kind of
Like,
freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But the game looks so cool that
Yeah.
I'll probably have to deal with it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that one. Now that we know what it is, because like we got the announcement and we were like, what kind of game is this?
You know what it looks like? It looks like a PlayStation game.
It does.
It does.
It does. There was a few of those there.
Oh yeah, the Expedition. We'll probably talk about it later.
Oh,
It's not on
dude.
the list, but
I actually am excited.
Dude,
for
that game looks
that game
sick.
looks so cool. Then we got Perfect Dark, which I was also surprised that was there.
Yeah.
I thought that
Also-
game was in development hell, and honestly, I think it
Apparently
kind of looks
it's-
pretty cool.
and
Yeah,
it had gameplay.
And it had gameplay, yeah. It was like, man, this game's never gonna come out. Oh, here's some gameplay. I was like, oh,
The gameplay looks interesting. I don't think it was really what people were expecting. I've never played a Perfect Dark game though, so
I haven't either.
it looked like Perfect Dark.
Yeah. So I don't.
It looked like
I
what
can't speak
you would.
to it. To me, it gave me that like some Mirror's
It's
Edge.
Mirror's Edge, yeah, with a
vibes
spy character
with so
with an actual gun
I've
instead
missed
of
Mirror's
fists.
Edge.
Yeah.
so
Well, I
alright.
assume it's the same studio that's assisting on it.
Yeah.
The support studio is them, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming they did all the movement.
That would make sense.
The Mirror's Edge devs. They're gosh dang it, Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah.
Those people, they did Mirror's Edge. They're doing
Gotcha.
this one. Well, they're helping on it because I can't remember the actual name of the studio. Anyways, Perfect Dark look cool. Then there was the Diablo 4 DLC movie thing, which I mean I don't expect gameplay from Diablo just because it's Diablo, like you know what it is.
dude,
Right.
this was so gross.
Yeah, it was pretty wild looking.
I can't believe they are allowed to even show that.
Like just on Twitch at the Game Awards. They're like, here you go.
It's like I feel like this demonetizes every other channel.
Gross, yes. Cool cinematic, also yes. It's like, yeah, that's kind of cool.
New character.
New character.
Cool. Did they even say what the character was?
Well, they did. They did it in like a blog post after.
No, it's boring.
I mean, that's how like every game announces all of its information is there's a blog post that accompanies the announcement. And then the first thing that I am officially now concerned about, Fable.
Oh, you didn't like seeing the same trailer for the third time in a row?
The problem I have with the Fable, this one had more of what I think is gameplay. I can't tell. That's the biggest issue.
Here's the problem, and this is like
They just
my
need to
thing
put the
with-
HUD on there so I can know when I'm
Yeah.
looking at gameplay.
I just think they need to do like a 5-minute. This is some
Here's a
jabroni
mission.
playing it.
Yeah.
Well, they need to do what Dragon Age did.
I think they need to do what South of Midnight did.
Yeah.
But longer.
Yeah, that's what Dragon Age was. Did you watch the Dragon Age gameplay thing?
No.
Oh,
I
it's
don't
like a
care about it.
20-minute gameplay.
No. But not what they showed in the showcase. That was after, wasn't it?
That was like the day after
separate
for
thing.
EA's thing, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they should do that.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing every
Yeah.
time.
It's just a different
Here's
celebrity.
Here's
to
a
do the
funny
thing.
British person
Yeah.
Yeah.
cracking jokes.
Yep.
So I get it. It's going to be British humor and I can't wait. Can I watch somebody play it so I know what it's going to be like?
Yep. I expected it to be there. It was there with limited to no, I assume, gameplay. So it just
Yeah.
I'm excited for Fable, but I'm kind of worried because now it feels like we're getting a little close to crunch time on it, and I just don't know what it's going to be.
No date?
2025.
No date.
Yeah.
2026.
Yeah. Then there was Winter Burrow.
This was the mouse game. This is the only indie game. This is the cozy game.
Yeah.
So cozy.
I won't play this, but I gotta admit I really liked watching it.
Yeah.
This was one of the few that had gameplay.
I was surprised it wasn't at the Cozy Showcase. It was like, oh,
Xbox was like, no, this is ours.
It's like cool. And then mixtape, which I think sounds really cool.
Yeah.
In concept, I just don't. I'm curious how it will play.
Yeah. It will probably be like a movie.
I assume
type
it'll be
thing.
very much Life is Strange-esque.
Yeah.
Or Telltale game-esque. Like,
Yeah.
I thought this looked super fun.
this
The
is
music
a really cool.
sounds like it'll be really good.
I mean, when you have a game called Mixtape and you're like, yeah, we built it around the music, it's like, all right, yeah, it's probably going to be pretty dope.
It's a game called Mixtape. It's an action shooter.
Well, hey, the last game, that was made around music
Got
won a lot of
closed.
awards and their studio got closed. So Mixtape is playing a dangerous game.
True.
And
You
then
never know.
and then we got Expedition 33. This looks awesome.
Dude, the trailer started and I was like, this is an interesting setup. It was like, oh, the countdown. If you're older than this, you just die. And there's like a painter and turn-based combat. I was like, what is this? This looks so cool.
It's like turn-based, but you have like your own. You can move your cursor to like target parts of the
Yeah.
body, and I was like, this is like the blend of everything, and
Yeah.
it looks so cool, and
The
it's coming to
visuals.
Game Pass, and I was
Yeah.
like, I think it's coming out in like August.
yeah.
I was like, dude, I have to try this game.
The
This looks so
visuals are
awesome.
super cool.
It's very cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
There's like when you do a move, there's like timing, like a quick time kind of thing within your move to get extra damage. I was like, this is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just press a button and watch. It's press a button, try to time things, aim things. I was like, man, this looks really fun. The art style's awesome for it. So looking forward to that.
I only have Expedition 33 written down. There's some French words
Yeah,
before it.
there's yeah,
Creme la creme.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
Um, Then we got the Indiana Jones, kind of like drop you in middle of a mission
Cutscene.
story cutscene thing.
The Great Circle.
We've seen gameplay on this. I think
Yeah.
this was more just trying to give you like, hey, here's Troy Baker's performance, and here's what it's gonna look like.
This also needed just 10 minutes of somebody playing the game. I didn't like what I saw with this.
I was cool with it.
Like, as a cutscene, sure, it was fine. I like the performances. But I want to know how the game is, like, gonna look when I play it. Like, the gameplay we get is the trailer montage stuff.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really count as gameplay to me.
It's
I want
an
to watch a
aspect
dude,
of
like,
gameplay, but they've
The walkthrough.
it's
mission
edited.
thing.
yeah.
Like, I want to see, be like, hold X to open door. I want to see that.
Right.
I want to see it, like, oh, is there quick time events going to happen? I don't want to see them do that. I want to see the person aim the gun. I want to see the person aim the whip. I want to see how they have to block and throw punches.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, I get edited perfect things.
Yeah. Just rendered.
And it's frustrating.
They just rendered an engine thing. One thing that's not on your list is Metal Gear Solid Delta or something Snake.
Is this a remake?
It's like they're like rebuilding it because
It is Delta Snake Eater.
Snake Eater, that's it. Yeah, it's like a complete rebuild of the game, I guess.
Just so we can get Kojima's name off of it and
Probably.
make our own money.
Probably.
Gotcha.
I'm super pumped for this because I never played this one. Really encouraged by what they've shown. They didn't give a date. I think they said 20. They didn't actually say anything, but then it leaked that it's coming out like November 12th. So
Classic.
shout out GameStop.
Should I buy stock?
Too late.
They closed it for now, right?
I don't know.
I'll keep my eye on it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
wait for the dude that everybody talks about to like tweet or something, and then everybody buys it. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers was next. I don't remember what this was.
I'll Google it for you. This
Probably
is a Souls.
some Souls game, yeah. Yeah, it says it's a Souls-like. I'm out.
No thanks.
There's enough of those now. We have too many. And the one that is coming out that I think looks the most interesting is...
Is this the like Chinese mythology one? I think.
I think that's Black Myth Wukong,
Oh,
which I think looks kind of cool, but again, I am not good at those games.
look at that freaky bird lady.
I will say, though, when I played Elden Ring, Deadfist, who's in the chat, came over and like coached me through an encounter, and I felt really good at the game when he was telling me how to do it because he's good at them. So, but yeah, it's just the action RPG Souls-like thing that's really hot right now. Creepy animals that look gross.
I'm still waiting for the funny, colorful.
There is one. There is one.
There is one?
It's like a crab game. I'll show you it when we're done. I'll show you. It's super funny, and like the music in it is phenomenal. Okay, so back to the list here.
Avowed.
We got Avowed again.
Dude, what the heck is this that I've written down?
Avowed's coming out in November, I think. Oh, dude, this looks like a weird Fallout kind of game. After Avowed, it was Atomfall.
I don't even remember this.
Kind of reminds me of a Fallout style thing with more color. Luke's watching a little bit of the reveal trailer.
Oh, it was like World War. It was like a hodgepodge of timelines all around this nuclear fallout thing.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, because there's a robot.
Yep.
That's
A robot.
And there's like
a Panzerschreck.
and there's like
thing.
medieval stuff in there too. Like, kind of reminds me of Dark, the video game.
Great show. I don't know the video game. Coming 2025.
Yep.
That's so far away. It'll
And
be here
then,
tomorrow.
The last thing,
Talk about it.
which for me is what made the weekend, and that's Gears of War E-Day.
Tyler getting hurt.
It's funny, I was texting JT as we were watching it, and it popped up, and I was like, I saw like the little TV with the COG logo with the message, and then there's the newspaper that was like, the war is over, and I was like, this is a prequel. And then like Marcus comes flying through the wall, and I was like, this is E-Day. I even texted JT, I was like, it's E-Day! And then they popped the title at the end, Gears of War E-Day, and I was like, oh, they actually called it that. All right. Gears of War, title-wise, is back. Super exciting. Not that I didn't care either way, but it's just, they're like, hey, we're going back to our roots, kind of the announcement.
What did it?
Well, it's just Gears. They just dropped it to Gears, yeah. So it's post-Pendulum Wars, pre-Gears of War 1. It takes place 14 years prior. I am very excited for this. It'll be interesting. There's a lot of time to fill. Like Gears 1, Gears 2, and Gears 3 mention a lot of things about what happened in that window of time. If you thought Dom's story was heartbreaking in the original trilogy, it's going to get a lot worse. So be ready for that.
Do you think Marcus will make it out alive?
Probably not.
I can't believe
We will find out that he has a big.
Probably
Well, he'll
not.
get a big scar though that we know he has later.
I can't believe we didn't see this coming. Microsoft did the exact same
prequel?
thing with Halo. 4 Halo games
Oh.
and then a prequel.
Well, they did 5 Gears games.
Shoot.
6 technically.
I was off.
They did 3, then a prequel, then 2 more,
And a
then
mobile
another
game.
prequel.
And a Funko Pop game.
That's true.
7.
Okay, never mind.
Um,
Dang it, I was trying to make a joke.
we'll get some pretty cool origins.
It just took him longer to be like, what did Bungie do? Oh, they did a prequel.
Oh, they did Reach. Okay.
We forgot to do the prequel, then do the bad trilogy. What up?
But to me, it has that same, like, we're trying
The
to
cadence
get...
is
The
similar,
cadences of, like,
Yeah.
hey, we want, with Reach, it was, we want the Covenant to not speak English. We want them to be scary again. And it's like, we want the Locusts to be
Scary
again.
Yeah, because that's like a locust drone that he is, like, struggling with in that trailer.
Yeah.
Do the locusts speak English?
They say words in the later games.
They pop out of their little locust holes and they're like, hello.
Hello there.
Would you like to negotiate a truce?
I do, like, this is...
Yeah.
There's no chainsaws yet.
Yeah.
There's no chainsaw. Ty will do the honors, I'm sure.
He had a
2/3 way through that game, you're getting a chainsaw gun.
No, they've already said they're going to do the origin of it.
Oh, see?
Yeah,
Okay.
like, they were like, there's a lot of things we're going to explore. I don't think there's Hammer of Dawns yet, because that system is not established.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I'm most excited about is Civilization still exists.
Yeah.
And like in every Gears game, you've always just been in like this wasteland that's demolished, and in this, it's like there's bridges. It's a city, like
Infrastructure Week.
Yeah, like it'll be really cool. So I'm really excited for this. Gears is one of those franchises that is near and dear to my heart. And I immediately dove back into Gears of War 1.
Nice.
Started playing it again. Just
You know what this means?
super excited.
You don't have to predict Gears of War stuff.
I know, right? I don't
think you can.
I don't have to predict anymore.
You can use one of those backups now that you've always wanted to use.
Yeah. I will say, like, it is interesting with... I know neither of you played Gears 5, but they did something for the first time in the...
I played Gears 5.
Did you beat it?
I did not finish
Okay,
Gears
so
5.
at the end of the Gears 5 story, they provide
What do
you
think
with, like, a choice.
That's right.
That you choose
You
who
have
lives
talked
and
about
dies
that.
at a certain point.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's interesting that...
They're just avoiding that completely.
They're just like... Well, and I think part of the situation is Rod Ferguson's no longer with the Coalition. So it was like, hey, this was kind of Rod's thing that he was wanting to do. And I think, like, because the way the interviews were said, and of course it's all PR speak, but they're like, we wanted to tell this story.
Yeah.
Right? And so...
We didn't know what to do next, but we knew how
I
to do a
think
prequel.
that's probably more realistic, is like they didn't know how to reconcile that decision.
You can kick that decision
down the road.
Down the road
Yeah.
5 years if you're going to do a prequel.
But also, like...
And there are lots of cool things that come
It can
with
even
telling
keep you in the
prequels.
universe, and it gives you time to think. Be like, how do we want to do this? Well, we can tell this story as well, and we can keep brainstorming this. Because there's thousands of stories to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're going to get, like, I think the thing that a lot of people are really excited about with the trailer, though, is Dom being back, the Mad World music, all that stuff.
Nostalgia.
We're going to get to see that brotherhood come together. Yeah, it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
Nostalgia for something we've not necessarily seen, but we've only heard. So it'll be interesting. It'll be a Wikipedia page, I'm sure, but they'll change some things, and we'll see.
Are they going to solo it?
Maybe.
You never know.
Dead Fist in the chat asks, did you know Gears 1 through 5 are not on Steam? Well,
No, I think now on Steam.
Oh.
It says no on Steam, but I think...
I would think not. Because, well, here, I'll justify why I think
know they're not on PlayStation.
Not yet.
They didn't announce that.
Not. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so Gears 1 through 3 were made by Epic, so I'll let you guess where those ones are. And 4 and 5 were made were Xbox, and Xbox has its own launcher. So all have their own launchers tied to the previous studios. So that's where you can find them. Game Pass launcher and Epic Games. Cliff Bleszinski's excited about Gears E-Day, which is always interesting because that guy says a lot of wild stuff. But
Good Wild or Bad Wild?
Yeah, all of it.
Whole spectrum.
But the one thing he did say is like, see guys, they didn't need me, because everybody's like, we need Cliff back, and he's like, they didn't need me. They can do it without me, which I thought was kind of cool. He's the guy who created Gears, so. Well, he read Warhammer.
He invented Gears?
Yeah.
He must be old.
Cog in the wheel, baby.
Did he help invent the watch?
So then we jump to
system?
the Ubisoft one. I think I only have 2 games right now. I was going to say the only 2 real things to talk about are Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed. And I thought they both looked really good.
I thought the Star Wars, what they showed was okay.
Yeah.
I think, though, like, people were hands-on with it.
They were, like, gushing.
And they were saying it's really good.
They're gushing hard.
So, like, I didn't watch anything of it, but it was nice for, like, Skill was just like, hey, this is looking good.
Well, kind of funny, like, Greg Miller, kind of funny, he was like, it was his game of the show. He's like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's super exciting to hear.
Shadows, kind of the same with me. I know I don't really care as much about Assassin's Creed anymore. Dude, I did not care until the girl showed up.
Yeah.
Like, there was all the Yasuke stuff in the first half. I sleep. Boring. And then eventually you get to play as, what's her name?
Noe. No, I don't know. It's something with an N.
Something with an N. You play as the stealth shinobi girl, and I was way more interested. But that being said, it looked like more of the same. Like, even from Origins, which is the last one I played.
Which is the studio making this one.
Yeah.
So, with a new engine.
So it's probably going to be the same for me, where it's just like, I'll wait to see what people say, and I'll wait for it to be on Game Pass a year later.
Or it'll be super cheap somewhere, because Ubi Games always go on sale.
But yeah.
I liked what it showed. I think the thing that I was most concerned about, they answered. And it's that you can play every mission with whichever character you choose.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, there'll be some canned missions that you have to play with Yasuke.
Boo.
But it'll probably be like introductory story missions that you have to play.
Yeah.
But then you can choose between the two, which I'm always going to choose the stealth character. So
Noah would convince me to buy it if there's an option in the menu where it says choose girl
always
ninja
just
every
default.
time.
Every time.
Because like when they're standing there and the menu popped up, took me right out. It just breaks the experience for me. It's like, choose your character. It's like, don't do that. But
I thought it showed well.
I thought the art was cool, but like graphically, still looks the same.
Yeah, even though it's in a new
I
engine,
feel like there's been no improvements really.
Yeah,
for a
even
long
though it's
time.
in the new engine, it didn't look that different. The only thing I think that looked different was the UI. Other than that, I think the game looks pretty much the same. But I thought Valhalla looked really good. So
I played that game for 30 seconds. It's like, nope.
I played like 70 hours of that game.
I went full bread on that game. It's like, oh, single player.
Get me out of here. Quick.
But yeah, that's most of the big stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Then we got the Dragon Age 20-minute.
Oh yeah, we
gameplay
totally
deep dive.
skipped over Veilguard.
That
was part of Xbox.
The Veilguard, which please just take the out of the title. I think it's so stupid. Drop the.
Just Facebook.
Just Facebook. Yeah, like. But I watched that today actually.
The Social Network.
No.
Great movie.
Good movie. Yeah. I
Maybe
agree.
one of the best of 2010.
No, the Veilguard gameplay.
I don't remember any movie that came out in 2010. Could not name one off the top of my head.
Just guess. It's a movie from that time period.
Deathly Hallows Part 2.
I think Part 1 was 2010.
Oh, okay, I'm looking up now. I'm looking it up now. Dang it.
Remember, Brett lived in LA in 2010.
I was in high school.
I have an advantage.
I was graduating high school.
Anyways. Sorry, I railroaded us there.
Oh, that's fine. We can keep moving.
Sweet. Yeah, so overall showing for Summer Games Fest. Positive though?
I thought so.
I give it 1 thumbs up.
Okay.
I really liked the Xbox showcase. And then the first thing I saw on Twitter, like immediately after watching it, was that it was the greatest showcase Xbox ever had. And it like ruined it for me. Just like, let's not jump into the exaggeration right off the bat, please.
The exaggeration station is live.
Okay, that was a great moment at the end of the cartoons and your trades.
All right. Well, that was Summer Game Fest. Let's see. It is 8:51. Let's talk about some of the other news. We want to talk about some other news before we jump into House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon. I have 2 stories.
Yeah, hit me with them.
Sony owns a theater.
Yeah, about Alamo.
Yep. While all the other studios are buying streaming services, Sony bought a theater. So is Sony our favorite studio now?
No.
No, actually, I'm still pretty split.
Bro, they made
I'm
Morbius.
I'm split on this decision.
And Madam Web.
Okay,
I'll let it play out because
they're gonna close it in like 2 years.
I mean, yeah, but it was gonna close anyways, and theaters are in bad shape. So like if they can do something to make it better,
I want them to add one to
Cool.
Wichita.
Hey, downtown, primo location.
Yep.
Already has the outfit to do exactly what Alamo Drafthouse does.
I think so.
Do it. Do it.
And it would be a smaller outfit, cheap labor.
I think could be good. Fantastic week for the box office is kind of my big story.
It's because Pixar actually released a movie in theaters.
Theaters, yeah.
Weird what happened.
Wow, what do you know? Disney, don't screw over your best studio ever again. How dare you?
They won't. Now they're going to quadruple down and oversaturate Pixar where they can't keep up with everything they want.
And it's all going to be 2s and 3s and 4s, unfortunately.
Yep. Get ready, baby.
So yeah, Inside Out 2 did really, really well. Global total of $295 million, which is the biggest opening of all time for an animated film.
That's surprising. I'm surprised Spider-Verse wasn't bigger. Spider-Verse 2. Heck, even Mario.
That may have been the, let's see. I mean, I think that might be for a 3-day weekend. I think that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Or was that for this year? Or was that ever?
No, all time.
Dang! Making money.
So. Yeah. So.
I have
Whatever it takes to keep theaters in business, I'm for it. I just
Tyler,
wish
what's your
people
story?
would have gone and saw Furiosa.
Jordan Peele's next movie. He's planted his flag October 2026. Megalopolis finally found a distributing partner in Lionsgate, releasing September 27th of 2024.
They heard how bad it was, and their Lionsgate was like, "This is perfect for us."
And there's a Nintendo Direct tomorrow, June 18th.
Nice.
Classic Nintendo, always following up some big event for video games with their own thing to
Piggyback.
make everybody forget about all of it because theirs is always so much better. Maybe you'll get your Odyssey too.
Probably not.
Is this like a big direct, or is this like a... We have a new fun version of the Wii cardboard thing direct. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, I do.
You have
actually.
cardboard piano for the Wii U or whatever?
Do actually, yeah.
That was a
I don't
weird
actually
Nintendo
know.
phase.
There's a bunch of predictions out there that maybe they'll announce the new Switch officially or something, but I don't know.
With a launch title, I've got the perfect game that you can launch it with. You guys announced it was in production 10 years ago?
Yeah, at least.
And I've been waiting for it ever since.
I think the biggest thing they might show tomorrow would be
Metroid Prime 4.
the new Pokemon game that's coming out in like November.
Man, we get another Pokemon game every year. We get multiple Pokemon games a year. I know it's popular, but please just have one person working on Metroid Prime 4. One!
Man, Game Freak, they turn them things out.
I'm so tired of Pokemon and I don't even play it. Okay, I'm done. I'm over it. Sorry, I just need to get that out. I'm okay.
All good. Last time we chatted, did Creature Commandos have a release window? That's coming out in December.
Yeah.
So
the DCU officially
new
has
DCU
a date.
starts.
Oh yeah, and they're doing
in 2024
animated Blue Beetle project,
and we're getting an animated Blue Beetle series,
which I think is awesome.
Not a film, a series.
I think that's awesome.
So I think
with that cast.
Yes, I think that's a really smart move.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why James said they're sticking around. He's like, yeah, we're gonna do an animated thing.
Really lends itself, I think, to animation.
Oh, big time.
So you could do some really cool stuff with it, keep those characters, and not have it like balloon a budget.
And then he can pop in with other movies when they want to use them.
You can hang out with Mr. Gold.
Exactly. Anything else?
Blade is doing great.
Wesley Snipes is dissing Mahershala Ali's reboot now too. Oh man, this is awesome. His agent's pissed. Did you see that? Mahershala Ali's agent is like, I've never seen a movie production happen like this. You're just they're holding my client up or something.
Holding him hostage.
He should just
leave.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
It's
not like he needs Marvel to help his career.
Right.
Oh no, the Oscar winner doesn't have any movies to make. He can get any job he wants.
He's gonna go over to DC now. He's just be like, all right, I'm gonna go do a DC movie now. I want to do a superhero movie, so I'm gonna go somewhere.
James will get something for him.
Oh, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Pain and suffering with the Blade production, yeah.
Dude, it's bad, man.
It's rough.
Apparently, it's hard to make movies about.
This is true.
Vampire.
I can confirm that.
Or Daywalker.
All right.
They could just reuse the Morbius script and just put Blade in it. It's like a last resort. Have no idea what to do.
They could just have him kill Morbius.
Dude.
So they don't have to use Jared Leto anymore.
Oh.
But Jared Leto can't die, so it's just him killing him the entire movie over and over again.
I like it.
So real quick before we jump into what we did this
Sounds
week,
like the best movie ever.
let's hit up our fan box. There was a question for Tyler. How far are you in the Meg saga?
Books.
What's the... Oh, this is Meg. This is the Meg?
The Meg.
The shark.
Yeah.
I think I'm farther than you.
The Jason Statham...
In the movies.
Franchise.
You are further than me in the movies.
Dude, the second one was so awesome.
I've actually not finished the first book in the Meg. It was given to me by a coworker like years ago. I think I read the first like 5 chapters, and I remember liking it, but at the time when I tried to read it, I wasn't a reader yet. Like I wasn't into reading again. And I've just never circled back to it. So unfortunately, I'm not anywhere in it. I've not finished a single book. Sorry to disappoint.
I'm so disappointed in you. How could you do this to me?
I figured you would be.
For real, though.
We're
okay.
all readers
Brett,
here.
have you finished To Sleep in a Sea of Stars
No.
yet? Oh, okay.
Have I finished a
Wait,
book
ask
this
me
year?
if I
No.
finished Dune.
Have you finished Dune yet?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I lied.
I like this next question because it's not about books, and Tyler won't try and shame me. This
Always.
is from Baroque. If you were making a Monopoly board using your favorite franchise, what 4 modes of transportation would you use in place of the railroads? Be specific for things like the Batmobile that all have various iterations and whatnot.
Oh my gosh. We read this before, so I could think of an answer.
You didn't think of an answer.
I didn't think of an answer.
Guess what? I spent way too much time thinking of an answer.
Good. You
What's
can
your
go first.
property?
My property is Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
And the first railroad that you would come across, a railroad replacement, would be the Wargs of Isengard.
Oh yeah, you thought way more about this.
Of course, right? Get around the board a little further. You're gonna come across the Númenórean fleet.
Exactly 10 spaces later.
Yeah, the Númenórean fleet. Now, what's the only thing faster than boats in Lord of the Rings?
Motorboats.
Something in the air. But they're not always in the air. But they do travel around a lot, and that's the Nazgul. They've got horseback. They've got whatever their winged steeds. I can't remember what their winged steeds are called. I feel bad. I'm a bad fan.
I thought you thought about that.
Fake.
Fell beasts. They're the fell beasts.
I was gonna call them fake dragons.
They're fell beasts. So you can get around pretty quickly there. But the only thing, there is something that's better than a fell beast, and it's something that can kill a fell beast, and that's the eagles, baby. The eagles are coming. So those are my 4.
I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go. I'm thinking of this like off the fly.
Yeah.
I'm playing a lot of Destiny, so I'm just gonna go with Destiny.
Good call. Good
Probably
call.
smart.
First railroad is a sparrow, obviously. The
Oh, yeah.
sparrows. The second one is your ship.
Ooh. Okay.
Third, the
Okay.
new skimmers.
Also, technically, still just a sparrow.
No, it's not.
That's the skate.
You don't have one, so don't talk about
Is
it.
that the skateboard thing?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a surfboard.
Nice.
It's a space surfboard.
The hoverboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fourth one is
A mini sparrow.
somebody carrying you on your fire team because they're the best player.
It's a backpack.
It's a backpack. The best person in your fire team is carrying you through the raid or the dungeon or a low-level strike, just trying to get to the end. And that actually, somehow, for a reason, costs even more than the other ones.
Yeah.
I like it.
I do too.
I'm going to use Ninja Turtles.
All right.
The first one is the New York City sewers.
Ooh.
The second one is the
Stinky.
Turtle Van.
Somehow also stinky.
The third one is Mikey's skateboard.
Yes.
And
Also
the fourth,
stinky.
And the fourth one is the Technodrome.
Hey, both of our third ones were like skateboards
Yeah.
type things.
Yeah, that's true.
Sucker didn't have
I don't have
skateboards.
skateboards in Lord of the Rings.
Wait, what was your third one? Fell Beast?
Wait. Yeah. Yeah, Fell Beast.
I don't know. You could grind on a Fell Beast.
No. An Urukai shield.
I took the wrong version of grind when you said that.
2 towers,
You can do that too.
Legolas surfing down the
On the
stairs
shield?
of Helm's Deep. That's like surfboard
They're on a
adjacent.
Is that how you
person,
pass
actually,
go?
yeah.
Is that what?
Is that how you pass go? Instead of passing go, you skate down the stairs on a Urukai shield.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Obviously, my pass go is just go to the tower.
Fast travel back to the tower.
It's so boring.
Go see the Cryptarch.
I got weaseled. Go directly to jail.
Oh, good questions. Thank you guys for those questions. All right.
Go to jail is you land on the card that says there's no fast travel point in the hangar.
No, it's you getting weaseled.
Or that, yeah.
Got a lot of that last week.
So
I'm sure. They were
so
pretty
much of
busy.
that.
It was a rough first day. It was a great first day, though.
Yeah, it
As
was.
always is.
Oh, yeah.
It was. Before we talk about Destiny,
Destiny.
House of the Dragon is back.
Yeah, dude, it's back. And Luke's actually watching.
Tyler, you haven't seen season 1, correct?
Of Game of Thrones.
Of anything.
What?
Tyler doesn't watch season 1 of anything. He jumps right into season 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm very curious how Arcane season 2 is gonna hit.
Skip the nonsense.
Yeah, just get to the meat and
Yeah,
potatoes.
like...
Potatoes.
No, I've not watched
Boil
any
them,
of,
mash them, stick them in a stew.
I've not watched any House of the Dragon.
So, but Luke and I hopped right on this last night. I love Sunday night HBO
It's the
shows,
best.
and we can talk about it on Monday.
It's the best feeling.
So good. Yeah, this started, and it just felt like Game of Thrones season 3 or 4. Like, I know my characters.
Mhm.
We're not rushing through things. And, like, I get why the first season needed to be, quote-unquote, rushed. Time jumped things. But we're just taking our time to really sit in emotions. And that is where Game of Thrones, I think, is at its best.
Mm-hmm.
When people are scheming and, you know, getting mad at each other or
Sneaky.
being sneaky.
There was some sneaking in this episode.
There was. And some death. No spoilers, but there was some death. And to the point where I saw, I didn't think of it for whatever reason. I guess maybe I'm just desensitized to things now. I walked away from that. I was like, it was a great episode. And Stephanie was messaging her best friend who lives out in Florida, and they're both like, I felt sick to my stomach after that episode and had to watch something happy. So it's like they jump in and we're starting a war, baby.
Yeah.
Here is why the Targaryens are no longer a thing, nearly no longer a thing by the time we get to, like, this is going to define the next 150 years of their existence.
Mm-hmm.
With a decision at the end of season 1 and at the beginning of season 2. A great way to kind of bookend.
I think it's really impressive how they have me so interested because, like, I feel like I know who's going to win because I know that the Mad King was a Targaryen.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, how the heck did we get there? Like, what the heck is going to happen in these probably next 4 seasons of television?
Yeah.
So they've just got me. They've got me enthralled.
Yeah, and it does a good job of, I felt like I didn't need to, because you recently rewatched season 1, correct?
I didn't rewatch it. I just watched it.
That's right.
I didn't
you watched it for the first time.
yeah.
Oops. So, I felt like any time there's a show that has like a 2-year, like a gap, right? Like this didn't come out in 2023. It came out in 22. Am I right? It's not just a year old. In any case,
It came out the same year as Lord of the Rings, because I was watching Lord of the Rings.
Rings of Power. So yeah, you're right. So it was 2 years ago. 22.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can lose track of who is whom and what are their loyalties. And for whatever reason, I came back into this, and I didn't feel like I really needed. They had the little previously on on House of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, felt like I jumped right back in, was able to understand where the characters were emotionally, and I think it's because of the pacing. Like, it's a fairly slow start.
I think it helps also too that just the end of season 1 is pretty harrowing.
Yeah.
It's something you don't really forget.
Yep. True.
And it starts pretty much immediately right after,
right
maybe
there.
a couple days.
Yeah.
But it's a very slow episode, and I saw some people complain about it. I appreciated it.
I did too.
I don't need to go immediately in and start punching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's plenty of time for punching. We're here for the sneaking. The scheme.
I thought they're like, I cannot remember her name. Who plays the Queen?
Rhaenyra? Emma D'Arcy?
Yeah. She has one line.
She has 4 words.
And it's and yet she's
the best person in this episode.
Yeah. She kills it. She kills it. It's so good.
It was incredible. Like, she's fantastic, and I mean, the whole cast is fantastic.
They are.
Like, to command presence like that without talking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like not a lot of actors and actresses can do that.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, she crushed it. Matt Smith is always a surprise to me for some reason.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just not. I'm not ever expecting him to be just such a terrible person.
Rhaenyra has spoken. Murder cloak.
Yeah. But he's always great. No matter what happens in the show, I don't think they'll ever convince me not to be on Team Black.
Yeah.
But they did succeed in adding at least empathy to that side.
Yeah, to the High Towers.
Yeah, to Team Green.
To Team Green, yes.
But yeah, Team Black, I'm obviously...
Ride or die.
It's like, why would I go against a team that I know is going to win? Like, come on.
Oh, but how?
I guess there is technically Targaryens on Team Green, too. I didn't even just think about that.
Luke. Don't go looking up
But
spoilers.
the problem is both sides get freaky with family members. So, like, doesn't matter who wins. We know that the freakiness gonna make the kid crazy.
The freakiness gonna continue.
The Wonder Woman game had a big leak today. Sorry. I was just reading about it.
Does it look cool?
That's the concept art.
Yeah, it looks like Wonder Woman.
And then the synopsis. I'll read the first line of the synopsis. You are Wonder Woman in this single player action adventure game developed by Monolith Productions. And
Cool.
Brett's gonna hate it.
Cersei's the villain. She's invaded Themyscira, and she's brought Cyclops, Gorgons, Manticores, all kinds of stuff with her.
So,
and
sounds like the
open world.
It's Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
With Wonder Woman,
which
cool. I'm in.
Shadow of Mordor was good.
Yeah. Is it gonna be a part of the DCU?
No.
Anyways, House of the Dragon, super excited.
The Flash game will.
We won't go deep into every episode, but just here to say
it's good to be back.
Big thumbs
Are
up.
you happy that somebody else is watching it on this show?
I'm
as
so
well?
happy because I feel like last season I just was
It's
saying
good.
cagey things like, guys, it's good.
Yeah.
Guys, you should watch it. I won't get Tyler, but we all have our
Now it's The Boys.
things.
It's like, oh, well, I'm going to wait to watch The Boys.
Yeah.
Listen, June is jam-packed. The Boys is
June
going to
is
have to
busy.
wait. Because I'm watching The Bear before The Boys, too.
Look, we know The Boys is getting a season 5, and it's the final season. So, like,
There's plenty of time.
it's fine. Not watching it is not going to hurt that show.
What if they got canceled it?
Then we could blame...
What if Amazon canceled the most popular show?
We could claim responsibility.
I'm not claiming nothing.
It was us. Anyways, other than that, I really didn't do much this week because I was on vacation. That's not true.
You played Destiny with
I
me.
have played a lot of Destiny, which feels good to be back.
I finally convinced somebody to play Destiny, and it was amazing. All my hard work has paid off.
I remember why I love it. It also reminds me constantly why I walked away, but right now, the shininess is still shiny, so it's fine.
Yep.
So, yeah, Final Shape's great.
The final shape is so good. It's so good. Even with my strange expectations that I had and reverse psychology predictions, at least that's what I tell myself now. Because I was predicting that Destiny was dead. Final Shape would come out and then it'd go into episode and maintenance mode.
Right.
I think Destiny has honestly never been better.
They went all out. I'm glad they took the time they needed to. I know that made like the 6 months leading up to it a little bit awkward. But the New Light stuff I think helped, or not New Light, what was it called?
Into the Light
stuff
helped a lot.
Helped a lot. I think they have learned a ton in the last year probably year and a half, honestly, about really seasonal storytelling, what their capabilities are. And they delivered a fantastic campaign that paid homage to the last 10 years of this franchise, wrapped up a very big chapter. It will be probably a pretty natural jumping off point for players, but hopefully what that means is here soon there will be a natural jumping on point for players who felt like, I can't get into Destiny now. And I know that they've always kind of had that, like, it's always a good time to get into Destiny, but it can be a little intimidating.
The next thing that Bungie needs to do with Destiny is through episodes and whatever Frontiers is, because we don't actually know if whatever they said is a DLC expansion or not.
Yeah,
it could just be more episodes, which honestly I'm fine with. But they need to tie up loose ends that they need to, and they need to put out breadcrumbs that can entice people to be like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because everybody, like, the code name is Frontiers. And everybody's assuming we're going to go out farther into our solar system and beyond. The last... we're not even reviewing Final Shape, really. We're just kind of talking about the future. But the last episode of the year is Heresy, and we're going back to the Dreadnought. And the phrasing they use is, what if you were the navigator? What if you were the pilot of the Dreadnought? And it's like, excuse me? What are you saying? So everybody thinks we're going to take the Dreadnought and fly it into outer space. And you know what? I think if that wasn't their idea, they should just steal it and do it.
Yeah.
Because that is awesome. Anyway, the Final Shape. It feels so good to sit here after, like, the past year and be like, no, Destiny is still a good game. It just had a really rough expansion. Like, I feel justified. Like, no, it's good. I think Bungie delivered their best campaign. The best Destiny campaign.
Sure.
Sorry, I'm not talking about Halo. Like,
oh, well.
That being said, it is better than the recent Halo games, which they don't do. But it it does lean into nostalgia, but I feel like it's really smart about it, and it uses that really wisely.
It does.
And
It never lingers. It was my thing. It was always like like this kind of feels familiar. No, this is weird.
yeah, and then like even
and it still feels
the
new.
biggest nostalgia grab and what everybody assumed was a money grab was Cade coming back.
Yeah.
That's the first thing they announced with this game.
Yeah.
And to have it not be that at all.
Nope.
Cade is the second most important person in this DLC.
An incredibly important part of the story and the plot and the themes
and
about
the character
what
development.
It means to be a guardian and a defender of, the light, and what the traveler wants versus, what is destiny and who gets to make it.
Yeah.
Who gets to make your destiny.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I was blown away with how Cade was used. The other thing that really surprised me was the Witness. I wasn't sure how they were going to tie all that up. He's Thanos.
Yeah.
How do you make this guy a threat, and how do you beat him? And to me, it was the same type of twist as like Savathun and the Light reveal in Witch Queen, where it's just like, oh, that is not what I was expecting, and that is super cool. And obviously I'm not going to spoil it because I want people that have played Destiny in the past to go play it. It was really, really cool. And as far as like the story missions, I think at first they're fun, they're cool,
Mm-hmm.
they're good. And then you hit the halfway point and things really accelerate and get really crazy. The difficulty really ramps up.
Yeah.
I felt like when we were playing the first couple missions, like I had some dumb deaths. I was goofing around. It was fun. Prismatic, oh, this is fun. Throw a grenade. Woo! And then like we're in the second half and I'm like, man, I gotta pick it up. I'm kind of struggling over here. I thought a lot of the encounters were a lot of fun. They're putting like raid mechanics inside of the campaigns. There's raid mechanics inside of the Pale Heart just for doing public events. Like they made it a lot more mechanic heavy, which I'm a big fan of because I like doing mechanics. It's a lot more engaging than just point and click. Prismatic is awesome.
Fantastic new subclass.
Which is crazy because I play Titan, obviously. It's the best.
Second best.
It's the best.
It's the second.
It's the best. But anyway, all I hear from Titans is how Titan Prismatic isn't good. And I'm over here like, what? I'm having a blast. And it's like, people are just like, well, once you play the other ones, you'll understand. And it's like, okay, well, I'll just wait to play the other ones. And I'll just stick with my Titan. But I'm having a blast. Build crafting is a lot of fun. It really feels like the possibilities are right now endless. Me and you haven't, or maybe you've done it, I don't know, because you play with other people too. Mm-hmm. There's an exotic quest where you can get a class item that opens up Prismatic even more.
I haven't done it yet.
And like, yeah, we haven't done that. So the doors are still opening for what we can do. And like, you don't have all the fragments yet.
There's lots to do that doesn't feel... At this point, it hasn't felt super repetitive.
Yeah.
Their exotic missions and quests are built in a way that you're replaying content, but you're replaying content in new ways. With like kind of like it's not just a modifier like void shields are stronger. It's like, hey, you have to communicate with your teammates. This is not built to be a solo activity. It's going to give you that kind of a challenge, which I think is a really cool way of doing it and making replaying those missions unique. It takes me back a little bit to something like Halo 3, where it's like that's all we got. Like we had Halo 3 multiplayer, right? But like if you wanted to experience that campaign again, it was like, okay, I have to go find the skulls and I have to turn them on and I can make it like a legendary difficulty. Like you could kind of fine tune that experience to play a different version of that. And here they've, kind of done all the hard work, but then they'll drop a nice shiny thing at the end. Here's your exotic reward for completing this very hard task. So it's cool.
Yep. I haven't raided. We haven't raided. Well,
I jumped in the
you were
first
in there for,
encounter
like,
with
a
some
second,
friends, and we got nowhere.
I watched the raid race. I should have just stayed up all night and watched it. I was closer than I thought, but it was the longest raid in Destiny history. I know it's a lot of people's favorites. Just from watching it, I still think Last Wish is cooler.
Last Wish is dope.
You're climbing a tower and slaying a dragon. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It doesn't get more epic than that.
Nope.
But
Not
I
my
haven't done
mind.
the new one, so I can't really, speak for it.
Yeah.
But it was super fun to watch, and then they unlock a 12-man final mission,
Yeah.
which I think is one of the coolest things Bungie has ever done.
Yeah.
Not gonna spoil the cutscenes and how it ends.
Way more cutscenes in this too. Just like
Yeah,
like
their cutscene budget went way
for
up.
the campaign, but then post campaign for
The Wild Hunt one
yeah.
with Crow and Cade.
There's like
doing that
some are really
mission,
yeah,
yeah.
their budget went whoop 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 whoop.
Yeah, that Sony money finally.
And they
showed
did a good
up.
job. They look fantastic. They sound fantastic. That team is killing it.
Yeah. But yeah, to be in a 12-man activity, finally a legit one, not glitching in.
12 people in last was that Last Wish? That
Yeah,
we were able to do
dude,
that
that was so
It was
fun.
very fun.
But like you've got all your NPC characters that you've been talking to
Mm-hmm.
over the past 10 years, and they're fighting beside you. It was so cool.
It was
oh my
very
gosh. And then it ends, and I'm not gonna lie, I cried a lot. And like I would watch other people play it too after, and I would cry again. It's just like, oh man. It was. I think I was on here. I said, I don't need it to be great. I just need it to be satisfying.
Yeah.
Just both of those blown out of the water. I thought it was. This might be exaggerating a bit, but like in my mind, it's how I feel. I think it was brilliant, and I was way oversatisfied. Like they blew my expectations out of the water, and like there's still more for me to do.
Yeah. Yeah, the echoes seem
Oh, that's normal season stuff.
like
but
no, but it seems like it's like I'm glad we're getting back with so I feel like those are opportunities to tie up some of these loose ends.
oh yeah.
With the
Dude, failsafe is so freaking funny.
Failsafe's great. Failsafe's great, and the new Vex stuff, like what they're doing with the Vex, because the Vex have kind of been this weird loose end for a long time.
You transmogged that banana helmet yet?
Not yet. And then in the future with the Dreadnought stuff and Zevo Arath is still out there, and like
Dude.
I think they'll do a good job of tying up these loose ends as we move out into whatever's next.
It's crazy how even I just flipped where like before I was like, okay, wrap this up. We'll do the episodes or seasons, and then we'll kind of wrap up, and we can move into Destiny 3. And I'm just like, let's keep going, baby. Don't stop this train. That's the fourth train, maybe. It's just Bungie's crunch of putting out expansions.
Please let the developers rest. They did a good job on a
thing.
thing.
They deserve a break for the next couple weeks. Now that like all the raids and stuff are done, I hope they can all get a vacation.
Agreed.
No server issues don't seem to be a problem.
Yeah.
That was the only probably negative of the whole thing.
Yeah. It's getting booted.
Yeah, and like we missed some cutscenes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like we both watched it on YouTube.
Yeah, it was fine.
Still had the same emotional impact for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to be on here and like just talk, especially because like Lightfall came out and it was so disappointing. And I just feel like Bungie learned every lesson they needed to.
Yeah.
And they put that into final shape and nailed it. They nailed it.
Is it a booyah?
It's hard to give a Destiny expansion a booyah based on like recommendation.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
It's at least a fanboy worthy.
Oh, 100%. Like as high as you could go. You know what? Screw it. I ain't gonna give it a booyah. You know what? It's the highest game on Metacritic and OpenCritic of the year so far. So I am gonna give it a booyah. I agree with the critics.
I like it. I like it a lot. Cool. I know we can sit here and talk
Gonna
Destiny
download it? Did I convince you?
Forever.
I didn't listen.
Nah, dang it.
But to answer your question, no.
I feel like
Not
Tyler's
really.
been real quiet, so before Luke finishes with what he did, I actually want Tyler to talk about what he did the last 2 weeks. Do you have anything to talk about?
I did another podcast.
What?
You cheated on us.
I did a show for Bleacher Report once again.
Oh, that's okay.
Nice.
That is over in the Big 12
You always have
football
a hall
section
pass for Bleacher
for
Report.
Bleacher
Yeah,
Report.
yeah, for
for
sure.
Warner Bros.
No. For Bleacher Report. Not until you're in the office with David Zaslav.
So I can.
Just holding them by the collar going...
Where is Batgirl?
I'm just saying, I've seen 2 movies from those guys, and they're both awesome.
Yep. So I did that. Still watching Dark Matter. Still really good. They're starting to do some interesting stuff that wasn't in the book. I think it's really cool that Blake Crouch got to be the showrunner for this, and I feel like just a lot of the stuff that didn't make it into his novel has made it into the show. Which for me, who like Dark Matter is one of my favorite books, it's really cool to just kind of see where he was at in the writing process.
Yeah.
To be able to bring some of it back in, because there's like stuff that characters in the book that are still big parts of the book. They make different choices in the show, but ultimately get to the same place. It's just really cool to see how he kind of weaves that in. Dana and I are both really enjoying it. I played the Night Springs DLC.
Nice.
That was announced at Summer Game Fest and released the next day at 7 a.m. with no announcement. Which, it's a weird choice, but
Not even a tweet?
no, that's how I found out. It was just a tweet. So it's 3 episodes. Each episode's about 35 to I'd say 45 minutes tops, maybe 50 if you're taking your time and trying to find everything. 3 different characters. You play as a waitress who is in the story of the game. She's Alan Wake's biggest fan, and his
/ old folks home person.
yes. And in these episodes, they don't name anybody. So like Alan Wake is just the author. She's just the waitress, and she's like this hero of that town. They all love her. She's the best waitress ever. And basically, like, she finds out that the author is kidnapped by his twin brother. And so she's like, oh, I better go get my things. And she, like, goes into the kitchen, and she has, like, this full armory of weapons, like John Wick style. And you load up with weaponry, and you go out and you save the author, Alan Wake. The second one is Jesse Faden from Control.
Yeah.
This is kind of they don't name anybody. The only person they name, I'll get to in a minute. It's Jesse Faden trying to find her brother who's been kidnapped by this organization. Takes place in Coffee World from the Alan Wake campaign. So it's, all of these are reused assets, but it's really cool how they've done them and kind of reskinned.
Dang, did Bungie make those?
Maybe. And then the third one is Shawn Ashmore.
No.
He's the only named protagonist in all of these. It's called I think it's called like something breaker. Time Breaker is what it's called. And it opens up when you're in a movie studio shooting a scene for a film, and you're like a superhero who uses this device to travel through the multiverse. And Sam Lake's the director, and so it's kind of Remedy's like multiverse playground. And Warland Dorr is your antagonist, and he's killing different versions of Shawn Ashmore throughout the multiverse.
Poor Shawn Ashmore.
And so you're trying to prevent it from happening. And I won't spoil anything, but if you could only play one, play that one. Because it connects all of them. And it's just really, really fun. Shawn Ashmore's hilarious. Man, I love that game. It's so good.
Nice.
I'm hoping to catch it on a sale
Yeah.
someday.
I bought the expansion pass on the day of Summer Game Fest for like $16 because it was on sale. And I was like, because it was like a deluxe edition upgrade thing.
Yeah.
And it came with it. So I got some outfits and some weapon skins, which I'll never use. But
I remember the upgrade pack, whatever, like dropped down to $4, and I jumped.
Yeah,
on it.
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, here we go. Let's go.
Yeah, you'll always be able to
Gaming
find
time,
it at
boys.
a pretty cheap sale. So it was really fun, though. I really liked it. I think it's definitely worth the time that I spent on it. And the other thing I did have been playing Valorant, which I kind of talked about earlier. I got into the beta. I handed out all 5 codes they gave me. So we'll see.
Nice. I gotta go let someone in. Finish up. Just hit the little power button when you guys are done. I'll see you guys next episode. But you two finish up.
I'm gonna about to talk about Acolyte. Want to throw 5 words in real quick?
Acolyte's not that bad.
Okay.
That was
Bye,
only
Brett.
4.
I only needed 4.
Okay.
Rhaenyra only needed 4 as well. I'll just talk about the Acolyte and kind of all these things really quick. I think the Acolyte is a really bad TV show.
Just not just Star Wars, just
Flatly.
show in general.
I think it's a bad TV show. Like, I think it's very poorly made.
Okay.
It has, if you didn't know it was like a Star Wars show and you just like, I think went into it, I think you would be like, oh, this is like a bad CW show. Like, that's the feeling it gives me.
Like from writing and everything?
Writing, performances,
Oof.
the way it looks.
Really?
I mean, no Disney Plus show has any gravitas
That's true. Like,
or
looks-wise,
really
it's
art
not
direction, I feel like, at
Yeah.
all. It's all volume, and if it is outside, it's poorly lit. I think the acting is so bad.
Really?
I don't think there's a good person in this.
That's disappointing.
I know that there's a lot of like review bombing for it. I think that's super dumb.
All that aside,
just
though,
just say what you think about the show. Let people like it if they like it. I don't care if Brett likes it. I don't care if you love it when
Yeah.
you eventually watch it. I think it's incredibly boring and badly made. This past week's episode, everybody was talking about lore-breaking stuff, and I'm over here going, actually, no. Somebody's got to learn about it somehow. So, like,
but it's not who
Okay.
they wanted to learn about.
I
it.
might possibly spoil a small thing. So if you don't want to know about the Acolyte, I guess see it next week. But I don't think you really care.
I don't care.
I feel like I even need to defend this show for some reason. The twins are made, we assume, through the Force at a coven of witches. Witches are not new to the Star Wars. That's what the Night Sisters are. They're using the Force. They call it the Thread. Who cares? Why can't Plagueis or Palpatine learn about this through them? Or does everything have to be his idea? I don't get that criticism. And I'm over here criticizing the show, saying it's terrible. A lot of it feels pretty lazily made to me. Like, just acting wise, the way the visuals are, and I'm not saying like CG, just like
production
the way the
quality
room
as a
is
whole.
lit.
Yeah, like
Every room looks the same. Like how it's staged or filmed, or and it's not interesting to look at. I think the main girl is not good. I think it's really hard to watch. I hope if you are enjoying it, I hope you continue to enjoy it. I hated the first 2 episodes of Andor, so I'm hoping it will get better.
and you watched the first 3, right?
Yeah, there's 3 episodes out. I think they come out Tuesday nights.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think it's good.
All right.
Next thing I'll review, this one will be a lot quicker. Sweet Tooth Season 3. This was the final season.
This was kind of your jam.
This was definitely my jam. I feel like I've never met anybody who's watched this show.
Yeah, I think you're the only person I know that's watched it.
But it got 3 seasons. So to Netflix...
So people were watching it.
Thanks, Netflix,
Yeah.
for not just canceling the show. People must have been watching it.
Yeah.
I thought this show, while it is kind of CW too, but I feel like it's so much better.
Yeah. Well, and that genre of show kind of fits what the CW likes to do anyways.
Yeah.
So.
But, like, the main character, Gus, is so endearing. He has so much just hope and faith in people. And it just grabs you, and you just want him to accomplish this quest. And the one thing I was worried was that I didn't know if, when the show ended, if I would be like, oh, that was a good ending.
Yeah.
And it did. Like, I was crying at the end of it. It was super sad, but, like, happy. That's, like, one of my favorite genres.
The happy
if you can call it.
sad.
The happy sad, yeah.
Dude. Those hit different. Like, we don't get enough of those. So when they do happen, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, and, like, that's not to be said that it's not cliche in its storytelling sometimes, but I think it's done well.
Yeah. Cliches are cliches for a reason.
I'm about to talk about cliches again in the next thing I talk about. But Sweet Tooth, I think, is a super easy fanboy worthy. It's 3 seasons. Each season is 8 episodes. And it was a lot of fun. And it's a show that can get pretty dark, but also makes you feel really good.
Nice.
It's like a PG-13 Paddington almost.
All right.
All right, last thing that I will talk about, and then we'll jump over to the power button. Or we can just sit here and make fun of Brett.
You know what we should do? Is we should find things from the shelves and throw it until one of us hits the power button.
That's a good idea. But not my stuff. Just Brett's stuff.
Just Brett's stuff.
Yeah.
Specifically the Lego set. We'll just take it apart and throw each Lego.
So many Lego pieces there to try.
We got a lot of chances.
Is that a Brett bobblehead?
Maybe?
Maybe we'll start with that one.
Yeah.
Just out of pure jealousy. Okay, last thing I have to review. I, last night, went and saw Bad Boys 4, Ride or Die. This movie's a blast.
This might actually be a Brett bobblehead.
Dude, he's looking good in that bobblehead. Both Bad Boys 3 and Bad Boys 4, I think, are just a ton of fun. They're great. They're really good action movies. They're really good comedy movies.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are just hilarious. Also, it was great to see Will Smith again.
Again, yeah.
And there's...
Was this his first movie back?
I think he did the one for Apple.
Oh, that's right. You're right. So this is like his first movie non-streamer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a bit where he does get slapped in it that was really funny. Dude, Martin Lawrence is so freaking funny.
He's hilarious.
And just like the setup for this one is he has a heart attack and he like dies and he has to be resuscitated. So for like the whole movie he's like, I can't be killed. He's just doing so much stupid stuff. He's spouting all this super stupid reincarnation wisdom stuff. Will Smith is just like, what are you talking
It's
about?
like, it makes me think of Bad Boys 2.
Dude.
When he's all about the woo sasta.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, he's so funny in this. The story is whatever. It's
You
fine.
know what it is if you watch the trailer.
It services the comedy and the action.
Yeah.
And the characters. Like, it was fine. It was exactly what it needed to be. I love these are the same directors that are going to do Batgirl.
Yeah. They did the third one too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Bad Boys 3.
Yep. Bad Boys for Life.
For Life.
Yeah.
For Life.
Almost like it should have been the fourth one.
For Life. They should have traded the
Yeah, they
titles,
should've.
man. But doesn't matter. It's a ton of fun. The action is awesome. The best character in the movie is Reggie.
Dude, when he was in the trailer, I was so excited that he was back.
I'll tell you right now, he has a scene in the movie that it steals the entire movie. It's the coolest thing. Like, it's so well done. And it's so funny and it's exciting. And it's just like, I think this kid can be in other movies now. And I know he probably like has a stunt double, but like the way he sells it, it's just great scene. It's worth seeing for that scene.
Okay. Wow.
Especially like if you like the Bad Boys movies.
Oh, dude, Bad Boys movies are awesome.
That scene though, you'll be like, yeah, let's go, Reggie. It's so freaking funny.
Reggie gets his moment, baby.
Oh, it's so awesome. But yeah, I give it a fanboy worthy.
Awesome.
Go check it out. It's a ton of fun. There was a dude in my theater who was super annoying. He twice decided to burp as loud as he could. And I gave him the dad eyes on Father's Day. He was clearly there with his family. I'm by myself. I'm not a dad. He definitely is. I stared right at him, and he didn't do it the rest of the time.
Attaboy.
The look works, baby.
Was he in your row?
Yes, I was in the very back. He was in the back right corner. Just let out the loudest burp. And the second time I just looked at him, and he made direct eye contact with me, and then I, like, you know how a lot of times in public, you'll accidentally stare at somebody, and you'll, like, look away?
Mm.
Well, to make it less awkward, you just keep staring.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I didn't look away, I just stared right at him until he looked away. I was like, I got him. He feels bad now. Sorry to maybe ruin your Father's Day, but just watch the freaking movie.
Dude, it's crazy how many people just don't know how to go to a movie theater anymore.
There was like, I would have, if you didn't know what movie I was in, I bet people would have guessed I was in the Inside Out 2 theater because there were so many like babies in there.
Really?
Yeah, there was one.
A lot of dads wanted to see Bad Boys.
Yeah, you're 100% right. There was some baby that was cooing and crying like throughout the whole entire thing. It wasn't that bad. They were like down in the front and I was in the very back, but it's just like, man, like,
if I ever take my youngest to a movie, it would be with the Cry Room.
I still stand by they need to have baby showings. Like, hey, come at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
If you want to see this movie, and bring your baby.
Yeah.
And you can do
But, like,
whatever you need.
Preface it with that so people are, like, expecting it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I think that's a great idea.
I think you can even have extra security so you don't get creeps.
Yep.
Like, oh, I'm going to the baby showing. Like, no, man, get out of here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, no, this is for mom and child, or dad and mom and child, or dad and child, or grandpa and child. I don't know.
That's awesome, though, dude. I'm glad that, you know, Bad Boys is still kicking.
I'm ready for the next one.
I can't wait.
Dude,
I need to watch the third one still.
And, like, honestly, like, I think 1 and 2 are a lot of fun, but I think 3 and 4 might be better.
Yeah, I remember liking 2 a lot more than 1. Not that it's a better movie, but I thought it was funnier.
The action gets insane in the second one, too. Just with all the Cuba stuff.
And the cars getting shot up.
But, like, the third one introduces Will Smith's son that he didn't, like, know about.
Okay.
So, like, adds that emotional tug string into it. And, you know, like, they do all the cliche things in 3 and now 4, too. Like, you'll watch and you'll be like, oh, I know exactly what's going to happen. And they do it and you just go, yes.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, lots of fun. I'm ready for Bad Boys 5 for life. 5 or die. Bad Boys High Five.
Ooh. That's a good title. It's a good title.
Yeah, no, it should have been Bad Boys High 4. And then Bad Boys 5 for life. Or Ride or 5. 5 or die. Ride 5 die.
So when they get to the 5th one, they're going to call it Bad Boys 25 to Life, right?
No, because they're like wanted to go to prison in this one. They can't do that for like the 3rd time in a row now.
That's true. They could. I mean, Fast and Furious does like the same thing.
No,
every
you're
time.
right. You're
like,
right.
They could just
It'll
keep
work.
doing it.
It'll work.
Well,
Especially
cool.
now that Bad Boys is also about family.
Heck yeah, baby. It's all about family.
There's also some pretty, like, I feel like my other negative would be, even though they're all funny, there's some cameos in this.
Oh, really?
And it's like, you're like, really? But at the same time, you're laughing because they're pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a Tiffany Haddish moment in the movie.
Really?
And, like, I immediately think of you because I know you can't stand
I
her.
cannot stand her.
But, like, she has some lines. You're just like, okay, that was pretty funny. Anyway, we should probably go.
Awesome. Well,
Do you have anything else?
I don't. I think that sums it up for me. I think we're good.
All right.
Well, thanks for watching.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for sticking with Luke and I as we...
We're both, like, behind things.
Yeah,
How
we're
are we
behind
supposed to-
stuff. Kind of just chilling. I'll just talk until Luke gets over to the button.
Oh, I'm going.
We'll be back next week. Is there any movies coming out this week?
No idea.
We'll be back talking...